Imagine a football team so dominant, they made the best clubs in the world look ordinary. A team that, over 2 short years, conquered not just their continent, but the entire globe. Not once, but twice. They did it with a style so beautiful, it became their very identity. This isn't a fairy tale. This is the story of Sao Paulo FC, a club that in the early 90s rose from being a great Brazilian team to a true global superpower, created one of the most legendary dynasties that football has ever seen. How did a club from Brazil manage to pull off such a feat? The answers lie in a tale of redemption, genius, and a collection of players who, individually and collectively, were magnificent. This is the story of how Sao Paulo FC, under the guidance of one man, redefined the beautiful game and cemented their place in history. Before we dive into the glorious 90s, it's essential to understand the foundations upon which this legendary club was built. The story of Sao Paulo is one of rebirth. It all began in 1930 with a merger of 2 clubs, Atlético Paulistano and Atlético Palmeiras, to form Sao Paulo. This initial venture was a promising start. The team was establishing itself quickly, but it was short-lived. Internal disputes led to the club's dissolution in 1935. Yet, from the ashes of that failure, a new, more determined entity would emerge. In December 1935, the Sao Paulo we know today was reborn. The new club, fueled by a renewed sense of purpose, adopted the now iconic red, white and black colours, a visual representation of the fighting spirit and unique identity that would come to define them. The early years were a period of consolidation and growth. The club navigated the challenges of a rapidly evolving footballing landscape, building a solid foundation from the ground up. They quickly started to gather a loyal fan base who were captivated by the team's commitment to developing young talent and an exciting, attacking style of play. Sao Paulo wasn't just building a football team, it was forging a symbol of hope and unity for the city. The club's influence extended beyond the pitch, bringing people together and creating a powerful sense of community and pride. This early period was crucial in shaping the identity of the team, a spirit of perseverance and teamwork that would endure through generations and inspire countless fans, and remain at the heart of its identity today. These formative years laid the groundwork for a glorious era, setting the stage for a future filled with triumph and unforgettable moments. For a team to achieve what Sao Paulo did, it takes more than just talented players. It takes a visionary, and that visionary was Tele Santana. When Tele was hired in 1990, Sao Paulo was a good team, but not a great one. Tele, however, was a man on a mission. He was seeking redemption. His legacy as a coach had been defined by his time with the Brazilian national team in the 1982 and 86 World Cups. The 82 side in particular is often hailed as one of the finest teams never to win the World Cup. They played a breathtaking, attacking brand of football, known as Jogo Bonito, the beautiful game. But their commitment to pure attacking football ultimately led to their downfall. A single defensive lapse against Italy in 1982 and a penalty miss in 86 against France led to the team's elimination from the tournaments. After the 86 World Cup, Tele left his role with the national team, and Brazil turned to a more pragmatic, less beautiful style of play. But Tele was not done with his philosophy. He believed that football should be an art form, a symphony of movement and skill. And when he arrived at Sao Paulo, he found the perfect canvas. He was given full control and was able to brand his style with spectacular results. His philosophy was built on fluidity, technical skill, and relentless attacking football. His teams were a beautiful paradox. They were built on a solid defensive foundation, but were defined by their devastating offensive prowess. He insisted on constant movement and interchangeable positions, making his teams incredibly difficult to mark. Players were encouraged to express themselves, to play with joy, and to always seek to create and score. Tele didn't just coach his players, he taught them. He instilled a professional mindset and a dedication to excellence that was unparalleled. He was a master tactician, But his greatest gift was his ability to inspire his players, to believe in his vision, and to execute his complex, yet beautiful system with precision. His arrival marked the beginning of a new era, not just for the club, but for Brazilian football itself, as he showed that the beautiful game could not only be beautiful, but also incredibly successful. The genius of Tele would have been for nothing without the players who brought his vision to life. This was a team of superstars, each a master of their craft, and each playing a crucial role in the club's unprecedented success. Leading the charge was Rai, the heart and soul of the team. A midfield maestro, Rai was a player of considerable talent and immense importance. He possessed incredible vision, a wide range of passing, and a knack for scoring crucial goals. As captain and playmaker, he was the on-field embodiment of Tele's philosophy, dictating the tempo of the game and pulling the strings in the attacking third. Up front, Sao Paulo had a deadly duo in Muller and Palhinha. Muller was a strong and skillful forward. He was a natural goal scorer and exceptional finisher. Palhinha was his perfect partner. He had an incredible work rate and a superb skill on the ball. Together they formed a formidable attacking unit that tore through defences with ease. The defence was anchored by the legendary Zetti, a stalwart goalkeeper with a reputation for incredible shot stopping and nerve in high-pressure situations. The backline also featured the talented centre-back partnership of Antonio Carlos and Ricardo Rocha, who provided the solid foundation upon which the team's attacking flair was built. But perhaps the most crucial players to Tele's system were the fullbacks, Cafu and Leonardo. In an era where fullbacks were primarily defensive, Tele used them as devastating attacking weapons. Cafu, who would go on to become the most capped Brazilian footballer of all time, was a key figure. His tireless runs up and down the right flank, his precise crosses, and his calm nerve in penalty shootouts were instrumental in the team's success. He was a force of nature. On the other side, Leonardo, long before his days as a classy Milan midfielder, was a Swiss Army knife for Tele. Playing everywhere from left back to right wing, his versatility and technical brilliance provided a constant threat from the left flank. Adding a final layer was the veteran midfielder, Cerezo. At 38 years old, Cerezo was a former protégé of Tele's, who'd been the villain in Brazil's '82 World Cup exit, and he was brought back to his homeland after a successful decade in Italy. His experience, intelligence, and one last great performance in the '93 Intercontinental Cup final proved to be the final piece of the puzzle. This was a team built on star power, but it was their collective identity and their unwavering belief in Tele's philosophy that made them a truly legendary side. Tele's era from 1990 to 95 wasn't just a collection of trophies, it was a masterclass in relentless, beautiful football. It was a period of sustained excellence where Sao Paulo didn't just win, they dominated, captivating the world with their artistry and tactical brilliance. The trophies came thick and fast, a cascade of silverware that cemented their place in history. Their continental clean sweep began with the most important prize of all, the '92 Libertadores. The journey to the final was a test of their mettle, but the true crucible was the final itself against a formidable Marcelo Bielsa-led Newell's Old Boys from Argentina. The first leg in Rosario was a tense, scrappy affair. Newell's, known for their combative style, managed a 1-0 victory on a dubious penalty. It was a frustrating night for Sao Paulo, who'd done all the attacking but were left with an uphill battle for the return leg. But at the Morumbi, in front of a colossal crowd of over 100,000, they were an entirely different beast. With the passion of their home fans fueling them, they controlled the game. They reversed the 1-0 scoreline with a wry penalty, but the match remained deadlocked, forcing a penalty shootout. This was where the calm nerve of the team, forged by Tele's strict training and mental fortitude, came to the fore. Cafu, the tireless fullback, scored in the shootout, as did Rai, and with Zette's heroics, Sao Paulo emerged victorious, winning the shootout 3-2. It was their first Copa Libertadores title, a moment of catharsis that unlocked a torrent of future success. Just a few months later, in December, they travelled to Tokyo for the Intercontinental Cup. The challenge was immense. Johan Cruyff's Barcelona dream team. A side that had redefined the European game with their brand of total football. It was a clash of titans, a battle of all-conquering philosophies. Barcelona, with their fluid passing and star power, scored first through Hristo Stoichkov, but Sao Paulo, ever resilient, never wavered. With the world watching, Captain Rai stepped up, scoring not once, but twice. His second, a sublime free kick that curled over the wall into the top corner, was a moment of pure genius that sealed a 2-1 victory. Sao Paulo had conquered Europe's best, and in doing so, announced their arrival on the global stage. The following year, 93, was a demonstration of absolute dominance. Sao Paulo didn't just defend their title, they did so with an emphatic swagger. They tore through the Copa Libertadores knockout stages, dispatching rivals Newell's Old Boys 4-0 in the round of 16, and confidently handling Flamengo and Porteño. The final against Universidad Católica of Chile was a showcase of their relentless attacking prowess. In the first leg, in front of nearly 100,000 people again, Sao Paulo delivered a performance for the ages, winning 5-1. Goals came from all over the pitch, a true reflection of Tele's system. An own goal from a Palinha shot, goals from a fullback and a defender, and their attacking stars Rai and Muller. It was, and remains, the largest margin of victory in a Copa Libertadores final. Although they lost the second leg 2-0, the damage had already been done, and they had secured their second consecutive continental title. But the true test, the culmination of the beautiful era, came again in Tokyo in December of 93. The Intercontinental Cup was on the line again, and their opponents this time were none other than Fabio Capello's AC Milan. This was a team renowned for its miserly defence, having conceded just 15 goals on their way to the 94 Scudetto. They were packed with superstars: Baresi, Maldini, Desailly, Papan. Milan were filling in for the disqualified Marseille, but no one saw them as a second-tier team. This was a battle between the best of South America and a team many considered the best in the world. The match was a thrilling back-and-forth contest, a testament to their tactical genius on both sides. Sao Paulo took the lead through a Palinha goal, set up by a sublime crossfield pass from Cerezo. Milan equalised shortly after the break, but the turning point came just before the hour mark. Veteran Cerezo, playing what would be his finest performance in a Sao Paulo shirt, got his fairy tale goal. After a jinking run by Leonardo down the left flank, Cerezo arrived at the far post to calmly slot home the cross, giving Sao Paulo the lead once more. Milan, however, was a relentless machine, and Papan headed in an equaliser. With the game poised at 2-2 and heading for extra time, Cerezo, who had been orchestrating the game all afternoon, threaded a beautiful ball between Maldini and Baresi. Milan's keeper could only parry it, and Muller was there to bundle the ball into the net. 3-2, the final whistle blew, and Sao Paulo had done it again. They were the champions of the world, back to back, and had defeated two of the greatest European sides of all time. It was a feat of unparalleled magnitude, and it solidified the legacy of this team as one of the greatest the world has ever seen. Throughout their glorious era, the team had a 12th man, a fortress of red, white and black, the Morumbi Stadium. The ground is one of the most iconic in Brazil, and a monument to the club's history. Completed in 1960, and is known for its imposing architecture and electrifying atmosphere. It was more than just a venue, it was a character in the story. During their golden era, it became a true fortress for Sao Paulo. The fans, known for their unwavering passion and support, would create an intimidating atmosphere for visiting teams. The roar of the crowd, the sea of red and white and black, and the collective energy of thousands of passionate fans served as a powerful force, inspiring the players on the field and making the stadium an almost insurmountable obstacle for opponents. The ground has been the site of countless victories, including major title wins, and has witnessed the emergence of the very legends we've discussed. It's a symbol of the club's identity and a gathering place where fans can share their passion and celebrate their love for the club. The stadium's history is intertwined with Sao Paulo's success, and its legacy is reflected in the hearts of the fans. It's a reminder of the team's achievements and the unwavering spirit that defines Sao Paulo. The golden era, like all great things, eventually came to an end. The team that had conquered the world began to break up. Key players like Cafu, Leonardo and Muller moved on to pastures new. Cerezo retired. In '96, the brilliant Tele was forced to retire due to health issues, and he sadly passed away a decade later. The club entered a period of transition, but the legacy of that era was already cemented. The impact of this team extended far beyond trophies and titles. It created a strong sense of identity and pride among the club's supporters. The team's achievements inspired a new generation of fans and players, instilling a belief that with talent, teamwork, and an unwavering commitment to a beautiful style of play, anything is possible. The players of that era became icons, and players like Kaká, future Ballon d'Or winner, emerged in the post-Tele years and carried the torch of greatness for the club. But they were already standing on the shoulders of giants. Rai, Cafu, Leonardo and Muller were not just great players, they were symbols of a golden age that showed the world what the beautiful game was truly about. 2 back-to-back Intercontinental Cup victories over Barcelona and Milan stand as a testament to the club's legendary status. They're a reminder that a club from Brazil, playing with a philosophy of brilliant attacking football, could conquer the best that Europe had to offer. It's a feat that's yet to be repeated, and it speaks to the unique brilliance of that Sao Paulo side. The stories of the players, the coach, and the victories of the early 90s have become part of the club's folklore, passed down from generation to generation. And the legacy of Tele and his magnificent team continues to be celebrated and admired, serving as an inspiration to future generations of players and fans. This era defined the club's position in football history and left an indelible mark on the hearts of fans worldwide. It proved that the beautiful game could indeed be a winning game, and in doing so, created one of the most glorious and enduring legacies in the history of the game. If you like football history and football with a soul, hit like and subscribe. What are your memories of this Sao Paulo side and their legendary players? Let us know in the comments below. And in the meantime, stay tuned for more football history, one incredible story